It's the underlying scale that's shaping the choices that we can possibly make. Today, we're looking at the subject of seventh chords, and I'm presenting them under the topic four-part harmony because not all seventh chords are four-part harmony. So I want to be specific about four-part harmonies. So I want you to go to the piano and play me C, E, G, and B. At this point, you have your C, E, G, and B, right? This is a classic four-part harmony. And how do you form these chords? Two things you need. Number one, underlying scale. Number two, class of harmony. And let me explain what the underlying scale is. That's the scale that's responsible for the notes you're going to be using. Now, the reason why you're not choosing the E flat or the G flat or the B flat is because the underlying scale is what? C major. Now, using the F major scale, pick a C, pick an E, pick a G, and pick a B. So when it comes to picking a C, you'll pick the C natural in the F major scale, right? When it comes to picking the E, there's E natural. When it comes to picking the G, there's G natural. But when it comes to picking the B, you can't pick the B natural because there's no B natural in the what? In the F major scale. So you must consider what is available in the underlying scale. You have to limit your choices to what? To what is available. Does that make sense? So we all know that there's a type of E that's called E flat, right? But why are we turning a blind eye to the E flat? That's because of the provisions of the underlying scale that limits our choice. When it comes to four-part harmonies, just like triads, you have to know these groups: C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C. It shapes your choice. Now, the next one is class of harmony, which basically talks about the distance between the tones of the chord. You can have seconds, you can have thirds, you can have fourths, you can have fifths. What's a fourth using the C major scale?
F.
And what's a fourth up from F?
It's B.
Beautiful. So can we form a two chord in fourths using the C major scale? Two chord in fourths. How many of us can see the two chord in fourths?
Oh, two chord.
Okay, let's form the three chord, a three chord in fourths. You probably play your first jazz chords if you do this, okay? How many of us can see I'm forming a chord in what interval?
Four.
Fourths. So who can try this from G, fourth, from F, fourth, and from E, fourth. So this can be your 2-5-1 progression. Look at this. The autumn leaves stood by my window. The autumn leaves are bright and new. The deer do bop. So jazz musicians, they form chords in what? In fourths. That's the difference. So you can hear something like this. How great. How many of us can see that this is not in thirds? Is our God and sing with me how great. I will sing how great. That's fourths. What about seconds? What's the second up from C?
D.
And what's the second up from D?
Yeah.
It's E. So let's go ahead and put it together. Second up from C, D. A second up from D, E. This is the one chord based off of what interval? Thirds. This is one chord using what interval? Fourths. One chord using what
Seconds.
interval? Seconds.
Seconds.
And you are at liberty to do what? To use any interval that you want. This is how to form chords. The freedom to choose your class of harmony can be seconds, can be thirds, can be what? Fourths. Now, fourths are what? Open. Seconds are what? Clustered. What's the ideal class of harmony? How many of us can see why we're going with thirds? We're using thirds.
Thirds. Mm-hmm.
Fourths are what? Two open. So, oh Lord my God. Can you see it's
Mm-hmm.
open?
Yeah.
What about this? Oh Lord my God.
Two
But
clustered.
thirds. Yes, but thirds. Oh Lord my God. It's moderate. So now you know what to do. If you want to change things, you can switch to seconds or you can switch to what? To fourths. But the ideal is what?
Thirds.
Third.
Thirds.
Now, now using your underlying scale, what's the third up from here?
E.
What's the third up from here?
G.
G.
And what's the third up from here?
B.
B.
How many of us can see how we arrived at C, E, G? It's a combination of what? The underlying scale, which is what? C major.
B
And the
major.
class of harmony, which is what? Thirds. If you put this together, you understand the chord.